Well, Arthur, a win. I know you wanted a response. What did you make of that response, I guess?
That's a great response. Very difficult opponent to play against, and they make it very difficult for you every time you play them. And you've got to grind it out. You've got to keep your structure. You've got to keep your discipline, and you've got to be patient. And I think we were tonight, and hence the reward.
How frustrating was that first half? Because I imagine you knew they were going to sit back, and it just felt like no one could really get any sort of purchase on the game despite maybe your overall dominance.
Yeah, it was a little bit frustrating, but we knew they'll frustrate us. And again, we couldn't lose our head. We had to stay switched on and focus. And the important thing was that we didn't give much away either. And, it's easy when you have a lot of the ball that you get this false sense of security and you can switch off. And we didn't do that. So that's progress for us.
How pleasing is the way you scored the goal? Like obviously, as well, Santos coming off the bench and having such an impact.
Beautiful goal, fantastic team goal. It started with Adama deep in our half, finding Zizou in between lines, Zizou playing out there, fantastic cross and great finish. And, that was a great team goal and one that, in the first half there was a very similar instance, a passage of play, almost identical, no reward off the end of it. And in the second half we kept going and the same action, different outcome.
You mentioned not to lose your heads, and the way you came out in the second half, you just, from the get-go, you were turning the screws almost instantly. Was that really pleasing? And then not so long after you got that goal, was that like that attitude that you just came out from the gates in the second half? Yeah,
we needed to, and it's something we've been working on to address. And, we got off to good starts in games sometimes in the first half, and you come in at half-time in a good place, maybe not on the score sheet, but in terms of performance. And sometimes we've come out in the second half, for whatever reason, not the same, and it's important today that we address that, and I believe that we did, and that probably sets a platform to be able to kick on.
Were there some nervy moments, I guess, in stoppage time where you had some chances to really shut the door, but you just missed some pretty decent chances?
Yeah, I mean, we had a couple of good chances in the last 5-10 minutes, and it would have been nice to put the game to bed, but the most important thing is that you can score one goal and still win the game. And, for us, that's 3 clean sheets now in 4 games. So that's really important for us and definitely something we're working on and building on. And, yeah, that's very pleasing.
Do you sort of feel like that now you're really starting to get that momentum? Because there was obviously all that drama with Patrick leaving and there was a bit of a down patch. But you've now won 3 of your last 4. You're 3rd on the ladder as we speak. Do you sort of feel like that's efficient, and you've been announced as the head coach now? Do you feel like the momentum is now really in your keeping at the moment?
Well, it's starting to. We're not there yet, that's for sure. But definitely three wins out of the last 4 is very pleasant and pleasing. And it's something we're building on. We want to keep building momentum. We know that because when you look at this competition in the ladder, one win can push you up 3 or 4 spots. And a loss can move you down 4 or 5 spots. And, we're well aware of that. And we know that each week we have to turn up and be at our best. And otherwise, it's a difficult outcome.
Is there a better way to show what you can do than Derby next week?
Yeah, that's a big game for us next week. But today was a massive game as well in terms of, the 20th year anniversary for the club and a real big milestone for the club. For a lot of people that have made this club the special club that it is, from ownership, chairman, board members, sponsors, past players, past coaches and the current players and everyone involved, administration staff, everybody behind the scenes that makes this club such a special place. And to be able to give the fans and the club and everyone associated with the club, a win on the 20th year anniversary is massive.
Is it special now, like you can use this, I know word platform's been used before, it's something to kick on from, you've celebrated the history and now you do go into another big game next week, needing probably something similar. Yeah,
we're going to have to regroup again and, recover well. It's a longer turnaround next week. We'll get an extra day. So, yeah, we've got to be up for that, just like we have to be up for every game. But, the derby is a little bit more spicy and we'll be ready for that.
How's the team initially pulled up? Because it's obviously pretty wet out there, got pretty physical. Have any injury concerns initially?
No, I don't think so at this stage. But, yeah, we'll know more tomorrow morning. But to my knowledge, it doesn't look like there's anything. So I hope that's the case.
Can I just ask, coaches generally don't like to individualise too much, but 3 of your last 4, and it's hard to ignore the fact that Mitchell Angrak's been in the team during that period as well. Can you just sort of, speak on the influence that he's had with, on the team since he's entered the side?
Yeah, Mitch is an excellent goalkeeper and an excellent person, and he was brought to this club to make the group stronger and better on and off the field. And he's doing that. And just like all the other players that are here that make this place and this team very strong, that for me, clean sheets and performances are always about the team. We can always single out individuals, on both ends. But the most important thing is, that it's a collective. Everyone's together. Everyone's focused. Everyone has the desire to move forward and to try and be as successful as we can. And, it's week by week. And tonight's a great way to cap off this week. We'll enjoy it tonight and then get ready tomorrow morning for what's ahead of us next week.